Alright, welcome back again for that 9 dan session, and we'll be now playing. So right now we are 13 cup and we'll try to get like to 11 cup, something like that, to play 1 hour and a half and see where we go. And for now we are 100% victory in the series. There's still 3 lost, but that didn't count because it was like other games. So here we are for the play. Okay, and I will try something new like outer elephants. Those are less popular configuration and I don't play those too much, but I think that's time to try. The board is set and everything's okay. So when you play with the outer elephant, that square can be quite weak because the knight don't defend it and the elephant neither, so quickly you want to push that pawn. But before, I will bring my cannon to the very center so that I'm not in trouble concerning my king. And with the rook there's different strategy. You can use to develop the rook on the first or the ninth file, or trying to develop the rook on those files and use those weakness. I will try to show you here. But before that pawn, since it's very weak, we just push this one to give some space also for the elephants that will go there and here in the best case. And since the knight already protects there, we are in a safe position. His goal right now is to get some space for the knight, the elephants or whatever, and here there is already a threat of a fork here, and we'll avoid that by simply defending already this one. And if he goes there with the elephant, we would have go there in order to develop the rook here, and that's what we'll aim to do. No, with that one for now, because we need the protection of that central pawn. And also, since the elephant there may be blocking the rook in case the cannon would jump and jump back, we get it safe. So yeah, here the elephants is now trying to get annoying. There's a threat there, but it's already protected, and we'll simply bring the pawn to the exterior. That may seem counterintuitive, but since the rook there will do a very good job and the pawn are linked, it's okay. Here is sacrificing the elephant because he played with inner song and he will probably bring the other one here, but we are okay. Those pawns, oh, that's a variation I never saw before. Here the cannon is already pinned right now, so there's no risk about losing that. But now that pawn is not threatened anymore with any risk, so we may bring the elephant and the rook here. We may even sacrifice that pawn. I guess there's no big risks doing that, so yeah, I will try like this. Here we said that that square was weak, but since when a rook is there it's very annoying for blue, but with a cannon there's no big real deal. So here now it's that cannon is not pinned anymore and may want to take this one. But we'll simply let him take that pawn because that's not a big issue, and that cannon will have a lot of tempo. We'll need a lot of tempo to go back to the fortress. And now we can dig in the defense. He can take back that elephant, but we would take a knight, and that's better to have the knight. So here, that elephant is threatened, that pawn is threatened. there is a solution to solve that problem, but before that it's better to bring the rook here so that it's very annoying for the elephant and it's doing a great job. And now he could have come back with the king, but here he chose to bring the guard, and therefore there is an isolation for the guard here, and we'll try to get advantage of that. There's not any more pawn here, so there is big holes for the knight, for example, or maybe the elephant. There's the knight here, but there's high chance that we get some compensations for this. We could go for the elephant here, because it is protected with the rook, and that's doing check, and the only square is here, because if he goes there we simply take the guard, and that's a free guard, and it's a lot. Yeah, check with the elephant, that was okay, and also since the elephant is not there anymore, the cannon can't take that elephant. But now we want to bring more material to the party, and we'll try to activate the cannon or the rook, but we can simply use the fact that that cannon is in a very bad position, and we simply win the cannon. Maybe defend here. That pawn is free, but not so much, because if cannon takes, elephant check discovery, and after knight takes cannon. So yeah, that was the best solution. And yeah, we'll go with the yeah, I will go with the pawn. I was thinking about like elephant check discovery and rook takes cannon in order to have both rook activated, since that elephant is very weak. If we are able to put a cannon on that file or a rook, that's a double threat, and if the cannon is not here to defend, we simply win that. Here the cannon is defended, but there is the threat to activate the rook, and that's good for him to do. The idea is to check here, and if pawn takes, rook takes, and that's a free knight. And there's no clean defense. He has to kind of undergo a lot of pressure. That rook is not moving so much. Maybe he can try things, but there's not enough material since he's a cannon left. Elephant check fork. Where? Can you give me the coordinates of the square? So here is protecting the knight if we check. 46. Yeah, okay. I want to keep that elephant for now. Okay, time to simply be patient and activate that cannon. I will try to get more material in that file in order to move the cannon here or here, because that's a lot of pressure, and after I may be able to defend at the center. I don't get so much the idea of going there. It would have been better to link the guard to the center, because that would have linked both and also able the cannon to jump, and that's a good defense in those situations. Maybe he wants to bring here to prevent a check, but I'm not sure. I am putting the guard in the center with this one, because there may be a rook threatening here, so now there's a guard, and the rook here will have way more trouble to dig here. So that's what I said, he simply wanted to avoid check. But now Now there is something else to do. Since he can't take back with the knight, I can take this one, and now I can take here. And putting the pawn here doesn't check because there is a guard and a pawn, but you have to take that into consideration when digging here. Oh, yeah, that does check indeed, so I can't take back. But I will simply leave that file, that column, yeah, that file, and that cannon will not be an issue for me anymore. That pawn is not protected, that knight is not doing a great job, the guard are isolated. Since I can't really move that knight because it is used to defend my cannon, but my cannon will soon be able to go back, threaten here or here, and after come back to the fortress or a better place. Now the guard are linked back and it's defending. I can sacrifice that. No, it's not a sacrifice. I can take that guard, and that would yeah, I will simply do that because, as we said, one guard is way harder to defend in those situations. And now let's go for the cannon to attack. The idea is that if he goes there, I can simply elephant check and I win a pawn. And if he does nothing, that's already defended by the knight. So there's a lot of solutions. I think I will go here, because that knight hasn't great squares, like maybe that's the best one. I can also defend with the rook, that's true. But if he defends with the rook, now I can take that elephant. So the solution is to go back and I will simply take the center, that last pawn. And as we said, putting the rook here very early blocked the elephant the whole games. The only way to flee is to remove the rook for him or to flee to that square with the elephant, but that's not so easy to do, and he couldn't really do that here. The second K, what is a K? Threaten cannon 65. Yeah, I know that elephant 65 checks. I'm trying to see if there is better to do, and actually this will be painful to defend here. There may be a check, but I don't really care. I can go with the knight. He could go there, and that's quite annoying. Yeah, that would have been a good move. But now I don't really care. The cannon can jump back to the center, the knights are doing a very good defense job with that pawn, and that guard is isolated and there's no way since it's pinned, so the two rooks will be able to enter the fortress, and at that point it's not possible to hold anymore. So our opponent, he played a lot of game and he seems to be very balanced to that 12 cup, so that's his level. Alright. Looking for a checkmate combination. Yeah, I can pin the rook, but I don't see so much point of doing that. I will try a little greedy trap. Like that sounds like a free knight. but it's not. There's a trap if he does that. Okay, can you find the... That's bad move. Can you find the checkmate in one move? The solution is simply to go to the center. Before, the rook there with the diagonal mobility was defending, but now it doesn't anymore, so simply the rook in the center since there is nothing else. Okay, for that game, elephant at the exterior against those kind of configuration are not easy to play with blue if you don't know what to do, but if you know what to do and red doesn't know what to do, it can be really crushed. And I lost a game at the European Championship against Han Shui who won, and I wasn't prepared at all. He played that and I played something like I played that and I got really crushed because I didn't study the way the rook should go and there. So those are, yeah, good openings, but be careful with those. The idea is to think how to activate the rook, what will be the influence of the elephants, and to push that pawn quite early. Not too early, I simply show you in the analysis why if you push that pawn too early it's a bad move. We could think about this, I don't know, like this, taking the file here, and we can say, for example, here we push there, and that's good because it's already protected, but red can simply push here, and now it's not possible to take because it's pinned with the king, and that will lead to an exchange. And the position of blue with that configuration is a bit weaker if that pawn is not there to hold the situation. So red has a great advantage if he can exchange those, and that's a way too. So before pushing that pawn, bring the cannon to the center in order that if the pawn they oppose, you won't be pinned and you will be able to eat it for free. Because but with elephant at the inner, at the center, that square is a bit weak because the knight won't be able to reach that square, and also for the elephant it's a bit the dual situation for that opening. So pay attention to the center. And let's go for a new game. Inner song, and I will go for a side song this time. So sorry, right song. So song are elephants in Korean. We already played some games in that configuration and noticed that the elephant and the cannon can quickly put some pressure here. Cannon there, very likely in order to secure the center. And I'll go for the knight for now. Cannon here. I will go with this one. Those two solutions are possible. It will involve different plays because when that cannon is not there anymore, therefore he can place that move because there's no threat anymore. So that was well played for him. I wasn't expecting him to find that, but we are still in a good way. If we don't pay attention, there is a risk that we simply quickly lose a rook. It's pinned there, but it's better to remove the threat before it's too late. We will develop that rook using this file if it's possible. So the problem of developing the elephant is that you can be pushed back. Still, I think I can defend with kind of those moves, and if he push, I push. But now his idea is really to push here. I will be able to retreat there, but yeah. Yeah, you can see you can see that move. It's natural to get some mobility for the rooks. Okay, the idea may be to threaten there. Yeah. If the pawn goes here, I will simply retreat, and that will be a solid position. Since I'm happy with my development right now, I will begin to hide my king, and that will give mobility for that cannon to jump in that diagonal, for example. The idea of cannon here must be to bring that cannon there and probably back here and try to ruin the file. I'll see how I consider that. Like cannon there, very likely to play. Yeah, don't like that move so much. Okay, I will give the file. Yeah. Now he brings back there. But the difference is that in order to threaten a file of my rooks, he needs 2 tempo, while when I move, I only need 1. Okay, Mokona, see you next time. Tomorrow, if you join. I don't want to keep that pin for too long because that can be dangerous. But before, yeah, I prefer to prevent the rook from going there, because that would kind of pin my cannon. He's pushing a lot, and when you play with red, sometimes it's better just to relax and wait the blue to do the mistake. Since he has a score lead, he can rely on that. But there's no rule, it depends. I'm not sure that rook move was so good, because I will be able to go back there and activate finally this rook. And now that's a weak pawn because he pushed that one. He may push again here, or oh no, that's good defend, but it creates a hole here. I don't know how to use that yet. Yeah, that's a nice game. I will try something. Maybe he will bring the cannon here. I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. Yeah. Because that will mean discovery after that, but I'm not really concerned with the discovery. Now I simply need to be able to put back my rook here, so there is plenty of solutions, and I'm thinking about which one I want. This one. So the idea is that the knight defends the rook there. So he likes to mess up with my rooks, but yeah, it's one tempo every time, so I'm okay. And now push here. Oops, I messed up. Ah. I'm trying to get some game for that. I was thinking that if he take I could push here, but I forgot that the piece there wasn't here anymore. So he's now protecting here again. Yeah, I will try something quite aggressive. If pawn takes here, rook takes, and there's no serious discovery. Hey! And the knight here is doing a defending job there. Maybe you want to push, but that will give again mobility to my elephant. And I hadn't really considered that move at all. Fine. Just cannon takes, and that's not a big deal because that elephant already done his job. Now he can, for example, go there, but that's okay. So here the material are quite in balance since I am 6.5 points behind in score, but I have way more activity, and it's time to punish. Doubling the rook, the guard are not linked already, and I can dig here, for example, or directly take, and my cannon here is doing a very good job, so this cannon is out of the game since it's not defending. Rook here. I prefer the cannon to be here, because if now I check, he will have to leave the protection of that cannon and it will simply be for free. Since he can go there, but that's very dangerous because there's already a cannon aiming here, and actually that would be checkmate in 2 moves if he goes here. Yes. The only solution is to go there, and I simply remove that cannon, and now that's way too much, like everything is aiming that fortress. Can I even sacrifice? No. That's a bit too greedy. Yeah, there is elephant check here that is quite boring. Cannon 54. I was thinking about the sacrifice, but there is the elephant and the knight. If there is only the knight, I would have done that, but since he can do knight takes and it's protected by the elephant, it's less worth it. If I take here, he will do cannon takes, so that won't be great, and I think it's time to sacrifice that knight. He did a good job, so he can rest in peace. Rook here, but that's not really a problem. Actually, that would lead to checkmate in 2. So let's bring more. Yeah, but that knight did a good job. Let's bring the last pieces that are not active yet. I want to remove the more material I can. I could have pushed the pawn, so maybe that was better. They will exchange a knight because that knight can't really go anywhere else, so I'm exchanging a not so active knight against his very well defending knight, and now I kind of choke him. Okay, that's not the best move because the cannon is pinning everything, so we simply can take that. And that's less and less material, and we recovered the score by 3.5 points. Our rook are cooperating quite good, and his rook are trying to defend. I can directly pin here and win the cannon, not sure. Maybe there is better to do. Yeah, that's blocking the elephant from the center and also threatening cannon takes here. That would remove the last guard, and after we can conclude here. It's a bit disrespectful, but that's okay because there's no defense here. So cannon takes. And if rook takes, simply rook takes because it's still pinned. The difference is that he can go here now, but that's there is too much people on that poor little square. Yeah, the fortress is having troubles. If rook takes cannon, there is a checkmate in 3 moves. There is a checkmate in 1 move here. I'll let you a few seconds to find it. Or in 3 or so, yeah. We can change. So the idea is to simply rook checkmate. If we take with this rook, it's not checkmate because the cannon jump over this one, but it's checkmate after that, so rook checkmate here. Or maybe there is fun things to do with cannon here. Yeah, that's everything is winning, so let's try something funny. He can take the rook because the cannon jumps. And now there is the checkmate here. Oh, check. Oops, that's simply rook takes, but it's over. There was checkmate after that. Alright, so yeah, he had a quite good play with the opening, and I kind of messed up like here, like pushing, because the elephant was too early moved off. I should have gone with that cannon in the center and leave this one. Yeah, the grind to 9 dan is still well, because we are 100% victory, but we are only 13 cups, so that's still a lot to do, and right now it's 3 victory to go to the next rank, but after it will be 5 and 10 and even 15. And actually I never reach Raidan even in my main account, so I'm not sure that I'm 8 dan on the site, on that on Kakao Janggi. He did a lot with the cannon. The elephant there is okay, because this square, since there is a hole because of the point, it's very important to hold here, and the way to remove this elephant is only with breaking those 2 pawns or with the cannon, but it can be defended, so don't be afraid if the elephant has to go here at some point. And here I messed up when I pushed that pawn. That was a blunder. I was thinking about something like this, but I forgot that there was nothing, so simply knight x, and here it's dead. Otherwise it would have been very interesting, but that wasn't working. And the idea was to threaten that kind of weak pawn, since the knight is not able to defend. Remove the knight and now break that defense. Oops, sorry. That move seems aggressive, but after that the cannon is out of play and the elephant already done his job, and the rook is able to enter the game. So here it's very complicated for red to defend. I'm not sure it's possible actually. Okay, so let's go for the next one, and if we win we will be promoted 12 cup. And I will go for side sang, this one. So right sang, and he played a central sang. We have a player that played some games and is balanced, but not so much. There is the classic move is to put the cannon here, but there is some variants where you put the cannon here and already threaten some, and there may be rook traps after, so it's important to pay attention here. So he's going for a very symmetric one. I don't know, he will probably bring a cannon. Okay, this one. And now we don't have the same configuration, so the game is not totally symmetrical, and there will be different possibilities. If we move that pawn, we are not so good situation, because he simply brings the cannon here. So before that we will try to pin this cannon for one move to avoid that, but now he opens there, and that's very understandable. And yeah, I have to swap the coordinates. I forget that every time. So he has both columns. Oops, I forgot that. Oh, I'm playing messy. He could have gone there and win a rook actually. Well. I will explain to you in the analysis after the game what was the mistake. But now we are in better situation. It's always easier when opponent doesn't play the best moves. That's okay. Yeah, because the elephant can go there, pawn goes back here again, and elephant goes here, and that's a double threat with the cannon and the elephant. But I show you at the end, don't worry. That pawn is very weak. He's trying to push here. Yeah, I can get that. There is some risks doing that. I want to have a square for the elephant. I know I lose the elephant because it goes here, but once it's there, I will simply give the material and activate my rook, and I have good hope that the holes created here will be enough to get some advantage. I know there is a risk here to push. Same as we did before, put the rook here to block the elephant, and also that activates the rook. And now we need to pay attention to that pushing move, but there is a way better move to do. Elephant takes, and yeah, it threatens the cannon and also 2 threats on the guard. The only way to defend is to put the cannon here because the knight can defend, but having a cannon in the center is not what you really love to have, because it can be really quickly broken. Those elephants are doing a good job here. I can go for the elephant with the guard because it's better to remove a guard, but since it's pinned I have time, so I'm thinking about or removing the cannon or playing with the knight and see how it goes. Knight here. Yeah, knight here. I can take the guard. I may do it after because it's pinned. And so what Christophe was saying is guard takes, knight take, and here rook threaten the cannon. But the cannon could go here, hide in that square since there would be 0 there. And I'm not sure it's... I will analyze that at the end. That may have worked also. Or now it works. Because the guard, because it will be pinned. So I'll do it, since it's good. Now he can't retreat there because of the pawn he's pinned. He could only go here, but that's direct lose, and the knight can't cover the cannon. He can try to defend here, but I push the pawn and I kind of sacrifice a pawn, and he will have to leave that row, and I will simply eat for free. Yeah, and if it was a bad idea, it was a Christophe idea. That's how you lose some followers. Okay, cannon takes. No, it's okay. It's a good move. Don't forget to move the rook because now it's threatened. But that elephant is providing a good square here, so we'll simply threaten to dig hard. Yeah. This side of the fortress is locked by our cannon. So there is simply 2 squares. Yeah, that was a bit too much to hold. So here that would be like going here, and after that I can do rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, and there is 0 cannon, and my cannon can kind of quickly, and there is no more hope since that rook is not active. But let me show you my mistake at the beginning. Oop, I had a little lag. Everything okay? Yeah. So, in that position, the cannon here can't jump here and win the rook because it is pinned. But as soon as I play elephant here, now he can go there. Of course, when he goes there, he has to pay attention that there will be a discovery check. But even if I do the discovery check and let's say gain 1 pawn, he hides there. And since there is no rook to take, nothing better. Now it's my turn to play, and my oh I could defend like that. Okay, no, that would have worked. But if the cannon can't go back, the idea, and it doesn't work for red, is to free the rook. But the elephant goes here, and after that the only move is to bring back the pawn, and after that the elephant goes there, and now the rook is threatened by the cannon and the pawn, so it doesn't work. But here it would have defended, but I wasn't very careful in the opening, and it could have gone worse. Alright, now we are 12 cup, and we'll continue to play some. I will go for central inner song, as it's said. And our opponent is played tons of games and is already balanced. And rook here, opening the file, so the game is completely symmetric because of the configuration. Still, blue gets an advantage at the beginning because they can choose which file to open, and it's not the file because it's symmetric, but it's the side where the knight is according to the opened file. Okay, that's very similar, but the difference is that those 2 knights are on the left and the structure is not exactly the same because of that knight. I prefer to take that elephant because if I move my rook and leave the file and it can enter there, it's better to not have the elephant here when there is a rook entering, because it can be locked by the rook, as we said. Oh, that's not natural for a move, because when you open you try to develop pieces, you try to play different pieces, but you certainly don't play 2 times the same pieces and go back to the very last rank. Maybe he's thinking that this square is better, or this one, but I think this one, but This square is very good, and this is very weak move. We can already threaten to take for free here because it's pinned. Even there, we are okay because we win that file. We can open the file by sacrificing here. Elephant takes. If knight takes, rook takes. But if pawn takes, we have the file. So that's good. Yeah, he also lost some support for the cannon and a lot. Here I'm putting my knight here because that can be a lot attacked. That seem weak because bringing back the cannon won't be so easy, but I'm fine with that for now. I will hide my king and after perform some attacks. So he could play cannon there, rook move, cannon check, but it's not working yet. P49, 59 here. I don't like because if the pawn is there and he decides to retreat, that pawn will be weak since here it's defended by the knight and elephant. So the general is not anymore on the central file, and he is also kind of castling, but now we can play moves like this in order to bring this one here and back. Okay, that's I want to get some. Okay, Christoph, see you maybe tomorrow if you join. Otherwise, have a nice weekend. Bringing the knight in the center. Maybe that square, not yet because of the pawn. But we'll find something. Here there is there may be some trouble with the elephant. Okay, time to push. The rook there is defending the pawn. And I will be able to link them, so pushing is okay when pawns are linked. Because that may stay there for a while, and I don't want the pawn to be isolated. The rook is back there, and that's simply losing a tempo. If cannon here, rook here. Yeah. I also think about that, but he can retreat the general here, and I think he will do that whatever happens at some point. And I don't really want to go here or here with my cannon, so I don't need a jumper, I would say. But that was yeah, good to see. Yeah. Not saying it's bad, saying don't really feel it. So here we are both trading active rooks. The difference is that his pawn will be here. And I will try to target that isolated pawn, and that's actually the same that would have been isolated if we pushed. See, cannon there. That's a natural defending move. I need a few tempo to hide my cannon there. Bring the knight in like here or here. Not yet. I prefer to remove that bad cannon before. But since there is an invitation, I will join with my rook here, for example. Yeah, it was pretty sure. Cannon here. No. 53. 53? Oh, for the knight. Yeah, but there's no real deal once it's there, so there is a double threat on that pawn. And there is not anymore a double threat. Ah. Here you can see that the rook, the king and the guard here, they are aligned, and they may be a risk for the cannon to go here and try to maybe win a rook in what's after. So I will see if I can set a trap here or not. Between elephant and pawn. Here with the rook. Yeah, the rook is not really pinned. He could retreat there and exchange. So I don't know. I prefer to bring the cannon here. No, I don't know. I'm lacking some time. Yeah, rook 61. Let's change the wing of attack, because that pawn is on a good way to be a very good pawn. I don't know why that move, because here the cannon has a very good control, but there's the only square threatened is the knight here, but we don't really care about this one. So there is indeed a pawn that we are giving. Okay. The idea here is not to take the elephant, because it's better to try to dig into the fortress and exchange a guard for a pawn, and that's what we'll try to do by pushing here. Ooh, and there is an elephant fork I missed. Yeah, but those kind of detail can be game changing. Eh. Elephant takes. Pushing the pawn. I don't waste time taking back. And I don't forget that we have that cannon. And actually that's a good timing to play this. The guard is pinned, so he can't take the rook. And there is a threat of checkmate in one move, actually. Even if he goes here, it's not working. But that's a way to defend it. I can take the knight, but it's not so easy because my rook is pinned on that file, so if he moves there I can't simply take or go whatever, I have to stay there, and that can be annoying. Here it's not possible to take because of the cannon. It defends the checkmate because the knight now protects, which wasn't the case before. And now that pawn is not pinned anymore, so I have to find something with my rook. We go there, a bit to block the elephant, to maybe protect that pawn once my rook is not pinned anymore. And even if king takes here, they maybe risk that rook checkmates. For example, if the elephant and the knight are, if the elephant is not there anymore, and the king is there, if rook here, I can't protect with the guard here because that would mean check with the cannon. So I have to be really, yeah, I have to think about it twice before playing. Maybe he wants to go there, but I can simply retreat, and that's okay for me. Otherwise I don't see so much. Okay, okay, that's not the best. I'm fine with that because I had a lot, I was threatened there. There was a nice attack for him that I could defend, I will show you in the variation. But now it's easier like that. If I go back there, my rook is pinned again and the knight will join, but if I go here, therefore there is some risks with the cannon. My cannon can jump back to the center of the game, but the knight here would mean a fork, so I can't really go back there so simply. Considering the context, I'm happy that the two knights they kind of protect each other. It's true that the elephant is not doing so much. But now there may be a chance for the elephant to leave and to give an extra protection. When pushing a pawn to defend the cannon, you have to pay attention that the cannon can't check here or check here or check here before, because sometimes it's a way to lose a rook or lose something. Elephant here, rook there, and I'm fine. Okay, I can breathe a bit, not so much, but a bit. I could have checked with the cannon, but that wasn't working. He could have pushed the pawn at some point and he's defending, and I calculated that I was losing the cannon. Maybe I will double check that. But yeah, I know. And I want to use that cannon in order to defend that last row and maybe to attack again. So here that square is protected and the two knights are protecting each other. Still, it's not so clear. One thing is sure is that when there is less and less material, it's better to have the knight rather the cannon, because cannon, they need other pieces to jump above. So cannon takes. If rook takes, I can take with this squad, so that's okay. Where to go? Here. Yeah, sorry, it's hard to follow the game and also the ideas. Cannon, elephant in the corner. Elephant takes. Cannon check, I don't really care. Pawn check, pawn. Yeah, no, I don't get it. I think he miscalculated. Yes. And now he can't check here because of the cannon. So, yeah, that was not a good move. And now he noticed that we both play solid game and he can't recover because there's no attack anymore. So he simply resigned, and that's quite fair play. Yeah, he threw the game like... I often say that the winner is not the guys who plays the best move, but the guy who plays the less worst move. And that can happen quick, and it's very frustrating sometimes. So here, okay, yeah. In that position, I shouldn't have gone for this. I should have gone for here, and after I used this one to jump like that, that would have offered me a few tempo. So that was not the best to bring the two cannons here and the two back to the fortress. This one is, I don't know why I forgot that, but that's way better. Takes, knight takes. Exchanging the rooks. And now that's our full move. Yeah, that elephant is doing a good job here. So how to counter this? Rook here is not the best to push the pawn because that would allow the cannon to go here. Maybe... Yeah, maybe go there. No, cannon here. I can't take because of this. So if rook back, still there is the fork, and I'm not sure. Actually, I think it's losing a tempo because of this move. Because I have to back somewhere else. Let's say. No, I don't. No. Cannon. Oh, oh yeah, indeed. Cannon check. Rook here. And that's not good to have the rook. Yeah, but my rook is threatened. So rook here. Now that's possible. Still the elephant can go here, but he's threatened, so he may come back there, and after I could go here. Yeah, that would have been okay. Here we lose, we try to bring in. And here that's a very good defense. I think this is the best one. Because now the knight is holding there, and that's why it's not checkmate. Because of the knight. Yeah. Here the idea, I think he forgot that the cannon could go back, and that was very solid. Because it was very good for him to have the rook on that side. Like, when I did that, he was almost in a winning position. Because only one move possible. And now that's a double check. And if I go back here, because it's check and check, it's checkmate. But there is one way to defend, and it's with the knight there. Sorry, that's a bug. The knight here, because that's not check anymore, and if rook takes, but that's no, that was ooh. No, I was dead. Sorry, I messed up the calculation. At that point, if he would have gone here, it was dead for me. Double check. The other move is knight here, but that's the same problem, and I lose the rook. So again, a game that could have been lost, but when you are on the run and it's a quick game, sometimes you forget moves, and that's how you throw up a game or you win a game you should have lost. That's life. Okay, one more. A lot of games and already stabilized, so knight here, elephant to the center, and I will simply copy the move. Usually opening here is good. Opening of the same side of the knight for blue is good, and since it's good to have a file, then I open the other one. That's a very early rook move, but that's okay. Now I will try to use that hole here and push pawns there. Actually it's complicated to find openings because all theory is written in Korean, so not accessible for European players, and I'm not so good in that. I just figured out by watching the games what was popular and what seems to be good, but sadly I don't have so clear answer. It's way less theorized than Western chess, so sadly I can't really help. Maybe there is a threat that check and goes there. That would be quite annoying. Check. And now if he goes there, I can go here, and I am offering to exchange my not so active rook that hasn't moved so much against his rook that moved a lot, and now I would have a rook that is free to move and his rook is still inside, so for just one move of knight. So I'm happy with that situation, and if he doesn't exchange, he wasted an extra tempo and that rook is doing a great job, so that was not positionally so good for him to invest so much moves there, and now my rook is, I would say, even better than this one. Still, my guard are split, so I have to be careful if sacrifice, king take, rook take, and that's complicated. The knight is holding right now, and I have to pay attention if a cannon arrives here, because that's very weak and hard to defend. But right now it's not a big deal, and even if one day an elephant goes there, it would threaten that rook. The risk is that that elephant arrives here, because that would be complicated, so I may actually need some time to hide my king. Link the guard and hide the cannon so that my rook is free to move, because the elephant will be protected by the cannon, and after that I will be able to push. And since he is also hiding, I'm okay. And if a cannon goes there, then that cannon can go here. Alright. Okay. He begins with inner sang, so he can also do the same here. And I'm fine with him getting that file, it's okay. I can even try to exchange at some point, I don't know. Depends. Rook here, not possible. This is bringing pressure there, but the square is quite solid for now. And the knight also defending here. I will simply kind of do the same as I did before. Use a rook that hasn't moved again, the rook that already moved a lot, and try to exchange. He could try off of cannon check, takes, and take here, but that's not checkmate because the knight is defending. I may show you in the analysis. But there was tricky stuff. But now that rook is exchanged, and that rook is very good. So yeah, seems fine to go. Maybe pushing? No. I don't want the elephant to fork that guard and that cannon. So I'm locking the square, and that pawn can't be removed too quickly because the rook can goes there. And now he tries to get the knight. On me too, it's time to go back to the center. And now I think I'm ready to push there. It took a long time to set up the whole mess, but now I think it's good to break there. Yep, coming back to the center, isolated pawn. The idea is to push and maybe to break here. That would be great. Knight to the side is not every time the best. The problem is that yeah, no, okay, I was thinking this elephant could go here, but no, there's no threat at all. This is very well defended, not by this elephant because of the cannon, but almost, so no risk there, no pawn that are already dangerous here. Okay, knight back here. Okay. I don't mind yet. I have to pay attention to the kind of checkmate here. For now the rook is defending. Yeah, in French it's cavalier au bord, cavalier mort for modern chess, which means knight on the border, knight dead. Simply threatening back that knight. I could take, but I will do this after. If he goes here, that's not so impressive, and if he goes back there, I'm fine with this. I can't take because there is an elephant. Why last? Because or not two? Yeah, that would have been better, but the real answer is that because I don't plan to stay here too long. I won't take those kind of pawns because that's too long to go back to defend. And here we could think that, for example, rook sacrifice, knight take, and knight does checkmate, but it doesn't because the rook can go back and defend if there is a knight here. So there is no sneaky things to do with that rook. Yeah, I was thinking about this one, but not really convinced. Because there's no cannon here threatening directly. Even if one would be there, I could go back with the cannon, and now he has nothing less to do. I'm simply, yeah, that elephant is aiming at that square. I think he wants to go here to threaten there and remove the last guard of the fortress, but I can simply put the knight back here. And it's not threatening anymore here, and I simply can take if nothing's happen. I mean, pin before and take after. He could go there, but the cannon is already protecting this. So Elephant in 13 is doing a good job. I like this one. There is a free pawn, I will take it. His idea is to bring the cannon, but since taking this pawn is pinning the cannon, I'm okay, and also the knight is not bothering so much. And now I will move back to the place I was aiming. Yeah. This pawn is too far from the action because there is already some nasty threats. If the knight goes here, that's too dangerous, I would say. And that pawn won't be in the play for a long time, and still the threat does exist, so yeah, I prefer not to do. Okay, I don't get the idea of this move, because that was quite aggressive. The idea is bring the knight there and I get it for free, or bring back the knight and losing a tempo and the only piece that could change. 59 with the pawn, I could do that, but I can already take directly. So here the threat will be cannon there. When you are ahead in material, don't be afraid to exchange, and here it's way better to exchange a rook, even if that means the game will be longer, but it's okay. The elephant is already defended. Now he will threaten here, and that seems to be a complicated situation to defend, but we simply bring back the cannon, and now it's very solid. So in the end, the cannon here or here wasn't really a big deal. That pawn seems to be interesting, but it's wait. Why moving with the knight? Because the knight was kind of threatened. It wasn't threatened because it was defended by the pawn, but if cannon here, it's kind of forced to put the cannon there, and I would have lost the knight after that. Now it's my turn to attack. Okay, no defense in the middle. How do we get some fun from that? It's a good question. I will simply check. Oh no, there was a better move. I could have taken the guard for free. And now the risk is that I lose the knight. So I will bring this one even deeper in the Cho's base. Yeah. Here I'm thinking about sacrificing just to simplify. But here it will be fine for a long time, like there's no elephant, there's no pawn, there's no cannon that can quickly remove this one, and it's blocking the retreating square. But we can't get a cannon on this file right now. I will try to fix this. My rook is not doing the best job, it's like completely useless here, so let's go. I'm checking before because I hope the cannon goes here, because that would kind of collide with the two cannons, and I can bring that knight to the border. Still, there's no clear win pattern. Poof. Okay, let's play old school. Yeah. Korean chess is a long game. It's sometimes very long to finish, even if you know you are in a good lead. And here I can simply, that takes time, but bring those three pieces, and I was thinking about bringing the knight there, and there's no real risk there if I defend correctly and don't move a combination. So here I think he resigned because the knight was stuck in the corner, the rook not so active. As you can notice, the games are longer and a bit more complicated than the previous streams, because the level is getting a bit better and now players have positional skills and they are not like messing opening. Maybe I'm more messing openings than them. And that's the last game of the evening, and if we win we will promote the 11th cup. Let's go for side elephant. I will lose a game sooner or later, or I can even blunder a game completely. So there, okay. Yeah, but don't laugh at me when I will lose a game that I should win. Because my play is very irregular actually. Even there I'm already lost in the opening because I never play this opening with red. Yeah, I show you the stats. So a lot of games. So the first lane is the total games, this one. The second lane is the number of games in the current league, so here the 13th cup. This is the Elo rating, a bit like at Western Chess, and this is the ranking, so 1,000,000 player, and is 600,000. And me, my stats, it's a bit high Elo for those leagues because it's like 11% win and 2 games, and I hope that it won't be this is lose and this is win. I hope I won't lose, and already this rank here. But back to the game. Oh, I feel I'm getting tired, so I will try not to mess up. Okay, when the elephants are in that situation, putting back the cannon here doesn't win the rook because I can do this and there is no elephant to bring here since it's not on the same place at the beginning. So there's no real threat about this. I don't really mind that for now. And since I played this, even if he would go back there, I could go back here like that. But I would play this. Because if he goes back here, he closes that file and it opens mine. So okay, giving some space for the elephant or the knight, but most likely the elephant. And I will get something aggressive. I'm not sure it's good at all. I like it because it blocks that elephant and may create a hole here, but it leaves that pawn alone. I just push and see how it goes. Yeah, here is not a big deal. No. That was the worst possible move, like. Oh no, no. Yeah, I saw it just too late. And now I will play without a rook. Oh, that's awful. Awful. Yeah, that's a noob fork. Very classic one, but I messed up. And that pawn will be out. And that elephant will be weak. Okay, so now the only way I can win is if he messed up with the time control or if I find a crushing attack. But the chances are very low. That fork. I am getting some space for the cannon. I don't want to move the rook too early because if the rook goes there, since there is another one here, that would be hard to defend. But I will have to activate that rook just after the the cannon is set there. And there is a little trap. If the cannon is here, the pawn there is not defended anymore, because I think he will play something like this. And if cannon takes, cannon back here, threatening the rook and the cannon, but I think he won't fall on in that. My chance is that if he tries to push too much and neglect to hide the king, that may be a chance of comeback, but if he plays a safe and steady, like, it's dead. He's really taking his time, and I hope that will be... Maybe he will panic with the time control, and now the king is hiding, so that's not a good news. I will try to blitz him a bit. Yeah, I guess he doesn't want to throw the lead, but he will be in Bayoyomi very soon. I can't take the elephant because there is a rook. Okay, let's play this one quick, so that he goes to Bayoyomi, and after that I will slow down a little bit. Yeah, when you are weaker on the board, try to be better in psychology and other tricky stuff. Huh. Rook here, rook here. That's a bit annoying, but that's not deadly yet. Yeah. Okay, so now he's in Bayoyomi. Okay, I can take that one for free. Elephant. Oh no, my rook is threatened. I'm completely blind. No, that was the idea. Ouch. Cannon takes. That's the cannon sacrifice. And if I neglect this, I don't like at all that situation. Okay. Here that's not so good to take back. The question is, what is really good? Cannon here, very likely. That would be annoying, because I want to attack with the knight. And yeah, you made me lost. I'm not dead yet. I still have some hope. Not so much, but so. The sad thing is that in that game you are able to buy some time if you are reach if you are not convinced with the time you have. So it's a bit of cheating. I don't really like that, because my idea is to put some pressure with the Bioyomi, but if he buys time with coins in the game, it brings him back to 1 minute and 3 more Bioyomis. That's a lot. Back here. Okay. Maybe he will retreat there to try to exchange, but I will go back here. I'm interested with that square here. The knight here is protected with the elephant, so cannon takes doesn't work. I'm trying to... oh! Yes! Yeah. Elephant forced out here. I already thought about this. Okay, those are weird moves. The cannon is trapped. But I can take for free. Seriously. This move. That's disrespect. Yeah, he will play move pawn here. I mean, that would be the best for him. And I will sacrifice. Not really convinced, but that's what I would do, I think. Yeah, okay. And now that's stuck, so no real choice. If rook goes there, no, that was not a good move, because I can retreat. He messed up here. He can't take the knight because the elephant is doing a good job, so now I recover the cannon, and that's good news. Here or here? Here. Oof. LF rook there, probably. But still that doesn't do the job, because I defend like that. And even this elephant is defending the cannon.
10초 남았습니다.
I very quickly moved back the cannon here, so it doesn't change so much. Okay. We are still 2.5 points behind, but there is real hope. Like, rook here, since the guard is very far, would break in the fortress and there is not so much material. Those elephants are doing a great defense job. That rook not so much. He bought time again as I was. Yeah, that's sad. Threatens discovery with the knight. There's the cannon here. Yeah, he deserved to lose. knight on his rook. Knight? No, I don't get discovery. Okay, the idea is to, if I go here, is to defend. But that's a funny move. Those elephants are so great. Elephant in 44 would free this elephant and he could take the knight.
(10초) 남았습니다.
Yeah, don't worry, I mind the clock.
(10초) 남았습니다.
If king takes rook, checkmate. If cannon takes rook there and the knight is hiding those square. So maybe the best solution for him is to go here. I will be able to take the cannon back. Oh no. Ouch.
(10초) 남았습니다.
Okay, I'm buying time also. I wouldn't have done it if he hadn't. That's a threat of rook checkmate, but pawn here does a good holding job. But if the pawn is there, then that file may be weak for him, and I will try to do things with the cannon after moving my rook, of course. But not sure. Elephant here. Yeah. Oh, I think that was a bad move. Yeah, that was a bad move. Oh no, there is the knight here. Ah. There is plenty of ideas, but they are not so easy to find. check. My idea is to remove that knight that is protecting the cannon and to remove one of the pieces in order to check here. He could go with but he's bringing more material there. Rook here, I guess. Takes, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, and that's complicated. I think I'm in a better position after that. Okay, one less here, and now knight here. Check. Checkmate. Oof. What a game. That was, yeah. It would require a good analysis, and here I'm quite tired, but there was like so much ongoing for both sides. He deserved to lose because he bought some time. I don't know. Those cannon moves there was good, but quite weird. I think his biggest mistake was here when taking that pawn, because he forgot that the elephant was threatening, and I could really bring that cannon back into the game, and there was only one guard. So even with simply this, he was in a way better position to hold, because I had to defend this with that, and after a move like this, there is no real threat for me right now, and he would have won in that case, I think. But it's game, so little reminder, don't forget, don't fall in that stupid elephant fork trap. Sometimes it's possible to save it if the knight is here to put there or with the cannon, but here it was threatened. It's okay even to hold the pieces when you are, I mean, it's a problem when your opponent have more attack and dynamic, but if both sides have a lot of material and one is using all the pieces to defend and the other one all the pieces to attack, then it's not a big deal, because the one with the best score will win at the end. But I don't know, for sure I had a little activity compensation with that rook fail, because that knight was preventing the rook from... Without that elephant it would be completely dead, because that square would have been controlled, but he couldn't really threaten that elephant with that. Maybe he should have gone for something like, I don't know, something like this, in order to bring the cannon here, because if cannon here, cannon there, and now that's very solid for blue after a move like this. So that will be that. For counting points, rook is 13 points, and that's a lot. At the very beginning of the game, as you can see here, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, okay. As you can see here, we begin with 72 points for the blue. That's the sum of all points. So a pawn is 2, a guard is 3, an elephant is also 3. The knight is 5 points, the cannon is 7 and the rook is 13, so that's a lot. And red is having a little advantage, 1.5 points. And we can see when here it's pretty balanced and still the very beginning. And now boom, 13-point loss, and that's a huge difference here, and that should have been lost. But we are still 100% win on that series, and we are now 11 cup, and that will be enough for tonight, I guess. So see you, and I wish you a very good weekend. And tomorrow I will also be streaming puzzles in the afternoon at 5 o'clock. Have a good evening.